will probably be allowed to expire well before 11 o'clock tonight. But you want to talk dynamics? The high wind warning goes into effect at 9 p.m. That's in place overnight. Winter storm warning, winter weather advisory off to the northwest. Accumulating snows north of Brainerd into Bemidji. That's in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So the strong storms rotate into some much colder air, and then the entire region goes into what we call a flash freeze as temperatures drop some 25 degrees overnight. It is a night to stay sky where it is going to get very bumpy here for the metro and areas south-southeast. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll talk about this and how things shape up going into the weekend. It is historic, to say the least, to have a tornado watch at this point in December.
And a winter storm warning at the same time, just not so far away. Yeah, all right, thanks, Ian.
A lot going on. Thanks, Ian. And now let's check in with Fox 9's Mary Mcguire for another look at the current conditions outside tonight.
Mary, give us some perspective of where you're at right now and what you're seeing.
Well, right now we are here at the Mall of America in Bloomington. You can see MSP Airport just to my side, and then downtown Minneapolis off in the distance, and it is still very cloudy here. When you are talking about a storm that can produce very high winds, of course, one of the big concerns are potential power outages. And I spoke with Xcel Energy today, and they said that they have been preparing for this storm for the past couple of days, really, making sure that all of their trucks were ready and that their equipment was ready in the event of power outages. Their crews, of course, have had to deal with every sort of weather that the state has thrown at them, but tornado warnings in December, that is new even for them. Now, right now, they have crews stationed across the state in rural areas where there are a lot of overhead power lines that have the potential to topple over in high winds.
They can catch that wind and do some bouncing. We call that galloping lines, and that can cause the occasional outage as well. So we're planning and preparing for that. Advanced staging crews, increasing the amount of staffing in preparation for those potential risks there.
Now, the concern here in the metro is toppled trees. Of course, the ground is very saturated with moisture. We got, some areas saw 20 inches of snow just on Friday. So the ground is very wet, and that makes it easy for trees to topple over when there are very high winds. So that is the concern here in the metro. Xcel Energy, if you are a customer, they say if you lose your power tonight, they want to know. So feel free to call them and let them know that your power is out. They also have a phone app that you can report power outages on, and then also a place on their website where you can do that as well. We have a link to that on our website, fox9.com. Reporting live in Bloomington, Mary Mcguire, Fox 9.
All right, Mary. Well, as of today, the death toll in Minnesota has now passed 10,000 people. Let that sink in a moment.
Yeah.
10,000 people.
Twin Cities doctors fear it's going to get worse, and their hospitals are already full. Fox 9's Theo Keith heard from them today.
These doctors said they wanted to share what it's like inside Minnesota hospitals.
Every day we think that it can't possibly get harder and that it can't possibly get worse. And every day we come back and it's harder and it's worse.
They grappled with learning that the 10,000th Minnesotan has died from COVID.
back down toward areas like Clear Lake and Mason City, Iowa. The tornado watch that includes the metro is in place until 11 p.m. The target for tornadoes, isolated at best, is here, down toward the I-35, I-90 interchange. It is much less likely the closer you get to the metro. However, that doesn't discount the possibility of strong thunderstorms with straight line winds here, working from southwest to northeast, including the Twin Cities metro. Severe thunderstorm warnings here. This is parts of northern Iowa, Faribault and Freeborn counties, all the way down toward Albert Lee. Now for the metro, storms knocking on the doorstep here. Want to set your mind at ease. This line of storms, not severe, but still about to track through the metro, and thunder, lightning, brief heavy rain, not exactly what you're expecting at this point in December. There's a look at the overall weather picture. This is a strong dynamic storm. Tornado watches on the southeast side, winter storm warnings on the northwest side. As the warm air comes, the storms come, and then it all rotates into some much cooler air with accumulating snows north of Brainerd overnight tonight. You look back at our high temperatures, 54 in the metro, record high. Previous record 51 set back in 2011. Look at Rochester, 64 today. Owatonna and Faribault, 63 degrees for a high. That's where they are right now. So that's why I'm saying there's enough real warm, humid air here to the south to support stronger storms. But as the storms roll metro and north, there's a lot of fizzle factor that's going to take hold as they move over snowpack and some much cooler air. Live look outside, 53 degrees right now, a breeze in the metro. Out of the east-southeast, that tornado watch is in place until 11 p.m. Stay sky aware this evening for severe thunderstorms and strong winds across even the Twin Cities metro. And then overnight tonight, the winds shift. Out of the northwest, they stay very strong, and we talk about a flash freeze as temperatures drop some 25 degrees in 6 or 7 hours. There's a good viewpoint here. There's severe, the winter storm warning in purple, winter weather advisory in blue. Everywhere in red, tornado watches. Very dynamic, but watch as this line of storms that's on radar, this is Futurecast, collapses into the metro. 8 p.m., quickly gone by 9 p.m. And as everything rotates on the backside, rain snow mix in pink, then all snow just kind of glancing by the metro, accumulating snows here to the northwest, then eventually off to the northeast overnight. Here's a quick look at your forecast. 23 degrees. Yeah, that's where we wake up tomorrow after a high of 54 today in the metro. A flash freeze. Everything that is wet this afternoon, this evening is going to be icy tomorrow morning. And when you look at the next 7 days, it is all about winter. It is all about December. It's all about a return to your regularly scheduled December forecast after an incredibly bizarre day today. When, as a meteorologist, you look at the charts, when you look at the storms, how the storms form, it's more like a June type weather event that skipped ahead and sort of landed right here in mid-December. Jennifer McDermott's in the Weather Center. She'll take over at 7 o'clock, track the storms as they come through the metro. And if things change, things get dark, if things get severe, we'll of course break into program.
Yeah. Download the weather app. All
Yeah.
right? Download the
that weather app
really
will
come in handy tonight.
It'll ring the second the storms are close to you, and you'll know.
Yeah, good to
Sounds
have.
good. Thanks, Ian. Hey, topping tonight's Business Watch. If you had trouble logging on to work earlier today, you're not
rain starting to pick up. Yeah, shit's starting to pick up out here. Luckily, the local ID was nice enough to let me camp up under their canopy. This rain has died off out there. We just got a tornado warning. Really coming. Thank you. We got tornado sirens. Are you picking that up? Sounds good. Methods to high feet right now, tornado sirens are going off. You should be able to hear them.
Coming. We got most of the Twin Cities metro, all of southern Minnesota, even portions of Wisconsin, all under a tornado watch tonight.
And we really want to thank you for joining us right now. Faribault and Freeborn, two areas that are currently under a tornado warning.
Let's get to meteorologist Jennifer McDermott. She's going to bring us up to speed right away here.
This is our first tornado warning in the month of December ever in the state of Minnesota. So certainly a unnormal situation that is unfolding across the state. Down towards our south, that's where we have that tornado warning along areas of 90 and to the west of 35 for Faribault as well as Freeborn until 7:30 p.m. Now this storm is radar indicated. It has not been sighted visually by any storm spotters or anything like that. However, it's dark outside, so don't try to go outside and watch these storms because you're not going to see anything. And these storms are moving so fast. The storm, this tornado warned storm, is moving up towards the north and east at about 65 to 70 miles an hour right now, just to the south of Foster, and it will eventually, where the area of rotation, eventually it's going to cross over to the areas just to the north and east of 90, which is just to the west of Albert Lee, eventually finding its way along areas of 35 in between Owatonna as well as Albert Lee. So right now we're keeping an eye on that one tornado warning that we currently have. Right now we're also watching this line of very weak thunderstorms extending from areas near Alexandria, St. Joseph, St. Cloud, down through Watertown, through Lakeville. This will continue to lift up towards the north and east. However, this line is going to be riding into a very stable atmosphere. So we're not too concerned about these thunderstorms right here. However, we are watching this cluster of thunderstorms to our south and areas of Iowa. As this continues to lift up towards the north and east, it will be entering into an unstable atmosphere, and that's going to help continue to give these storms that have a history of producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as even isolated tornadoes. Is going to help keep them alive technically as we head into the overnight, and that's exactly where we have that tornado watch for areas in southeast Minnesota as well as southern Minnesota, even across areas of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois. So here's that massive storm system that plowed across Kansas, Nebraska, currently moving into Minnesota, across Iowa right now, and across Missouri. And because of that, we have that tornado watch until 11 p.m. and then also the high wind warning for everyone in this mustard yellow shade. Now, it's the month of December, so this is a very spring-like forecast, but then we also have that winter aspect on the backside of it. Winter storm warning up towards the north and west. Right now, it sounds like we have Cody Matz, meteorologist Cody Matz, out in the field. What's your location and what are you seeing?
Yeah, good evening, Jennifer. We are right now in Burnsville. This is County Road 42 behind me, and we're kind of perched on a high spot. If you are familiar with the Burnsville area, this is County Road 42 looking to the west towards Savage. We've seen a couple of lightning strikes on the horizon. We're getting a little bit of light rain at the moment. But what's interesting to note is it is December. You mentioned that earlier, and so it just doesn't feel like it. It feels more like April, mostly because if you look at the parking lot, you see scenes like this. I mean, yeah, we got some snow piles on the ground, but there's just not much left. This same area saw 17 inches of snow less than a week ago. MSP Airport, 24 hours ago, had 8 inches of snow on the ground. As of right now, it's a trace. We're up to 56 degrees right now in Burnsville. A little bit of a breeze just starting to kick up as we have really starting to tap into some of the winds that are on their way here. So hypothetically speaking, even if we don't get any severe weather, which would be great news in the Twin Cities tonight, we're still going to get the gusty winds in the overnight hours. It could top 60 miles an hour. So what's some of the fuel with this particular storm? Well, I did want to point out a couple of things. One of those being that 2 all-time December high temperature records actually occurred. One to our south in Iowa. In fact, it hit 78 degrees in Oskaloosa, Iowa today, which is a new December state record, and Wisconsin broke their December state record for warmth at 72 in Boscobel, I believe is how you pronounce it. So just a tremendous amount of warmth surging northward. That's what's giving us the fuel for some of these storms. We're going to show you what this storm system looks like from space coming up here in 30 minutes, and then we're going to take shelter a little bit down the road because it looks like some storms are on their way in. We'll keep you advised here in the South Metro. Back to you guys.
Yeah, sounds good, Cody. We can see the lightning coming in from behind you there. And you nailed it. Boscobel, Wisconsin and southwestern Wisconsin. All right, make sure that you download the Fox 9 weather app for all the latest updates during this historic storm. You can customize the forecast for your location. You can even use the interactive radar along with finding the latest forecast. We got the live road conditions on that rascal too. Just search for Fox 9 Weather in the App Store or on Google Play.
Minnesota State Patrol says it is investigating a fatal crash that involves
Wind coming in fast. I have fast wind coming in. No. Let me know when I'm hot, and I'm just going to move the camera.
Warning, and again, this is a live look from Albert Lee. You can see the rain is coming down. You can see the winds out there pretty strong too.
It's just pounding out there right now. This is from our photographer John Catu, who's down there, and just a little bit north of this, very severe, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, so just to the north and west of where Catu is currently at in Albert Lee, that is where we still have that tornado warning. It's radar indicated, meaning that no one has sighted an actual tornado out on the ground, but it is dark outside. So I want to be very clear that you do not want to go outside looking at these storms and trying to see, you know, what's coming our way, because it's going to be a dangerous situation. We're looking at damaging winds and the possibility for tornadoes. The line of storms that is currently moving into southeast Minnesota has had a history pretty much all day long, impacting areas in Nebraska, Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, with damaging wind gusts and with some tornado reports. So right now we have that tornado warning just for Freeborn until 7:30 p.m. and also a severe thunderstorm warning just down towards the south and east of areas of Albert Lee near Chickasaw and Floyd County. Taking a closer look, diving into this tornado warning right now, here's where Catu is at in Albert Lee along 35, the interchange near 90, and the current rotation is in between areas of Grove, excuse me, and up towards Vivian. This will continue to lift up towards the north and east, but see how it's about to expire in about 14 minutes. It's radar indicated once again. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45 p.m. for Blue Earth, Le Sueur, as well as Waseca. This storm is moving up towards the north and east at about 60 miles an hour, impacting areas such as Owatonna in about 5 minutes, Lonsdale in about 12 minutes, Northfield in about 12 minutes, and Lakeville just to the south portions of the metro in about 28 minutes. Now, a severe thunderstorm warning isn't a tornado warning, but sometimes these warnings can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than tornadoes, with that threat for damaging winds. Right now, that severe thunderstorm warning perhaps producing up to 60 to 65 miles an hour, but some of these storms have reported around 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts for our friends down towards our south in areas like Iowa and Nebraska, and that's why we're keeping such a close eye on these storms as they continue to lift up towards the north and east. Through the heart of the metro right now, we do have some weak thunderstorms, nothing severe at the moment, but keeping that eye down towards our south along areas of 35 through Iowa near Waterloo. As that storm system, as these storms, this line specifically, continues to lift up towards the south and east, it's going to be entering into a more unstable atmosphere, and that's going to help feed these storms furthermore into the next few hours. And that's why we have tornado watches for southeast Minnesota as well as the Twin Cities through areas of Wisconsin as well as Illinois. And it's all due to this massive storm system. You can see the counterclockwise rotation with it. And on the backside, we have winter, but right now we are on the warm side of it, at least for areas in the south metro or in the southern portions of Minnesota, where we have that tornado watch until 11 p.m. And then also the high wind warning for everyone in this mustard yellow. That's for when this storm system leaves. The winds behind it from the northwest are going to be gusting up to 60 miles an hour overnight, off and on until Thursday morning. And behind the storm system, that's where we have that second season, or normal season for this time of the year, winter. Winter storm warning for areas up towards Alexandria, Bemidji, International Falls, and winter weather advisory in this baby blue surrounding areas in North Dakota, as well as up towards the north of the Twin Cities and over towards the west. That's where we may pick up some accumulating snow overnight. So yeah, right now we have a high wind warning, tornado watch, tornado warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning, and we have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories. A lot going on for us. 53 is our current temperature, but behind the storm system, 36 in Detroit Lakes, in the unstable atmosphere where those storms may feed off some of our energy. La Crosse at 65, Winona currently at 64 degrees. It's December 15th. What is going on? Overnight, 23 for our low, windy with the flash freeze. So our temperatures are going to fall so fast, and we're going to have wet pavement thanks to the rain showers and thunderstorms, that we may have a little bit of that freeze situation overnight. Tomorrow afternoon, not touching the 50s like today, 25 for a daytime high. By tomorrow evening, clearing sky and cold, 20 for a temperature. Quick look at our futurecast as we progress throughout tonight. The storms lift up towards the north and east on the backside, on the wraparound side of the storm system. That's where we have the colder air ushering in with the chance for those snow showers early into Thursday morning. Here's your 7-day forecast. Oh man, after all, I had quite a bit to say on that, didn't I?
Right.
Ooh-wee. All right, 7-day forecast. It looks a lot more like winter. Daytime highs in the 20s, overnight lows in the teens, and a lot quieter. So we can breathe starting tomorrow. But for now, keeping a very, very close eye on those storms that are moving through that tornado watch area of concern.
Yeah, a lot going on tonight.
Yeah.
Stay sky aware, that's for sure. Thanks, Jennifer. A shocking announcement on signing day as one of the top recruits in the country chooses to play outside the FBS.
metro area is under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight. Jennifer McDermott joins us now.
And Jennifer, these storms are really rare for this time of year.
They definitely are. I mean, on Friday, we picked up around a foot of snow, some areas more than a foot of snow. And now we're talking thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, even tornado warnings. So right now, we want to dive right into those storms that are mainly down towards the southern portions of the state where they are severe. So we have one for Rice and Steele until 8 p.m. and then also one over towards Dodge, Fillmore, Olmsted, Winona until about 8:15, 8:30 p.m. This storm, the one down towards Olmsted and Winona, is lifting up towards the north at about 85 miles an hour. It's literally moving across our maps at about 85 miles an hour, expecting to reach areas such as Stewartsville in about 2 minutes, Rochester 9 minutes, St. Charles 15 minutes, Winona in the next 27 minutes. And the main threats with this will be the lightning, of course, the heavy rain, and the extremely damaging winds. And then taking a closer look down towards Rice and Steele, this is where we had a report of a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. Some people may think that tornado warnings are the most dangerous warnings out there with severe weather. However, sometimes severe thunderstorm warnings can be just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous than tornado warnings. So areas near Faribault, over towards Owatonna, Somerset, that's where we have that potential for those wind gusts to be up to 75 miles an hour. This severe thunderstorm warning continues to lift up towards the north and east. And again, it is in place until about 8 p.m. So for the next 28 minutes. Taking a closer look into the metro at this moment, no severe thunderstorm warnings in Hennepin or in Ramsey, but a few light rain showers and a few lightning bolts here and there. Not very December-like, right? Taking a look at the bigger picture across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, we want to focus on northern Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. This is where the strongest of the storms currently lay out. They're all lifting up towards the north and east, possibly going to be a long night with some damaging winds within these severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to be keeping a close eye on it. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send it out to meteorologist Cody Matz. What do you got for us right now?
Oh, well, right now that main line is starting to move in. I'm in Burnsville in the South Metro, just off of County Road 42. If you know the Cub over here, I'm kind of across the street. But just starting to get a little bit of rain. It's picking up in a little bit of intensity, but so far so good, at least in this spot. There's very little wind at the moment. Starting to get the thunder and lightning. Ooh, that was a big strike right there as this kind of works its way in. So we're going to kind of hunker down here, but it's certainly not feeling like December. As there's snow piles everywhere, it feels a little more like April. And we saw temperatures well into the mid-50s today. And just to kind of give you an idea, a scope of just how big this storm is and why we're seeing this, check out what it looks like from space. It wrapping up in portions of Colorado and Kansas today. In fact, winds were gusting over 100 miles an hour outside of thunderstorms. So that had nothing to do with severe weather. It was just the atmosphere, the air mass moving that much across portions of Colorado, Kansas, actually kicking up dust storms and giving us basically apocalyptic-like pictures from portions of Kansas and Colorado, starting grass fires, now large grass fires in portions of Kansas, and now 274 reports of severe weather in Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, with that same line that's now in portions of southern Minnesota and starting to move into the Twin Cities metro. So it's all generally connected. It's all from the same storm. This will go by us regardless of what happens with the line of storms pushing through the metro the next couple of hours. High wind warnings remain in effect, which means outside of this thunderstorms, we're still expecting gusts of 50 to 65 plus miles an hour in the overnight hours. So we got a long ways to go. Guys, back to you.
All right, Cody, thank you. And make sure to download the Fox 9 weather app for all of the latest updates during this historic storm. The app customizes forecasts for your very location, and you can also use interactive radar along with finding the latest forecasts and live road conditions. Just search Fox 9 Weather in the App Store or Google Play.
Okay, we've had
Okay,
get
for
some
now.
video and send it back.
Okay.
And if shit hits the fan, we'll have it hit at 9. If not, we got video.
Okay. Yeah, I'm having them roll on me too, so.
Nice. Hopefully we get at least a little something,
Yeah.
a little action.
75 miles an hour. So impacting areas in St. Charles in the next 3 minutes, Rushford 12 minutes, Wilson 17 minutes, Winona in about 21 minutes. We can be expecting damaging winds with this. So certainly you want to stay away from the windows. You want to go to the basement so you can try and get out of harm's way if these thunderstorms do stay that strong as they move over your home. Severe thunderstorm warning for Rice and Steele until 8 p.m. where you see the areas near Owatonna, Faribault extending up along 35. That's where we did have a report of a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. So we do know that these storms are strong enough to produce those damaging winds. Taking a closer peek into the Twin Cities metro right now, just some light rain showers in the heart of downtown Minneapolis and St. Paul. But as mentioned, we're hearing the thunder in Eden Prairie extending from Shakopee, Lakeville up towards Mound, Howard Lake, Annandale. Nothing severe at the moment for areas to the west of the Twin Cities metro, but certainly some gusty winds can be expected within these thunderstorms. And then taking a look at the big picture across southern Minnesota and northern portions of Iowa. As this line of thunderstorms continues to lift up towards the north and east, they may continue to stay strong in terms of damaging winds and producing isolated tornadoes. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that as it continues to lift into that unstable atmosphere. Here's a radar loop over the past 6 hours. This massive storm system, this powerful one, very dynamic, moving across areas of Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma. Now on the back side of it, producing snow showers in the Dakotas as well as areas in western Nebraska. And earlier today, these winds out in western Kansas, over 100-mile-per-hour wind gust, and they kicked up dirt. They created wildfires. And now areas over towards Kansas City, they're smelling all the smoke that these winds are transporting from areas of western Kansas. So just incredibly strong storm system that is currently impacting a lot of us across the Midwest. Tornado watch still in place for the Twin Cities metro and southeast Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin until 11 p.m. And then we also have that high wind warning for everyone in this mustard yellow shade. And that is for when the storm system leaves us. We're not talking about thunderstorm winds. We're talking about the backside of this storm system, perhaps producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts overnight into our Thursday morning. On top of that, we do have a cold section of the storm system, and that's where that winter weather advisory has been issued for areas extending from Marshall, St. Cloud up towards Ely, and then the winter storm warning for areas in this purple shade. That includes areas like Alexandria up towards International Falls as well as Bemidji. 50 degrees right now in Hinckley, 54 in Eau Claire, 66 is our current temperature in Winona. On the backside of the storm system, 32 degrees right now in Detroit Lakes. The Twin Cities sitting at 57 degrees. Just absolutely wild. 23 is our overnight low. So our temperatures are going to drop fast, and that's going to create a flash freeze for any of those wet pavements, wet sidewalks, wet roadways. So be expecting a bit of an icy start tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, staying breezy, staying cold, 25 for a high. By tomorrow evening, clearing sky and cold at 20 for a temperature. As we move forward into tonight, storms continue to exit up towards the north and east. On the wraparound of the storm system, that's where we have the snow showers as we make our way overnight with a few flurries, perhaps joining us in the Twin Cities. 7-day forecast looks a lot quieter. Daytime highs in the 20s, overnight lows in the teens. We're talking partly to mostly sunny skies, a few snowflakes here and there. It will feel way more like December for the next 7 days. But for now, we're going to be keeping a close eye on those spring-like, summer-like thunderstorms that are currently rolling across areas of central and southern Minnesota.
All right, yeah, big change tomorrow.
Big change.
Ready. Thanks, Jennifer.
Wow. All right, topping tonight's Business Watch. If you had trouble logging on to work earlier today, you're not alone.
all the right buttons to get here with you. Thanks for sticking with us in our live coverage as we work through these storms from 4 o'clock forward this afternoon. Now, these storms are a massive line, over 200 miles long. Look here, from just southeast of the Twin Cities through eastern Iowa, bending all the way back north and south through Missouri, all along this line. Where you see those gold boxes, severe thunderstorm warnings. Black boxes are current tornado warnings, and you get this big comma shape, really representative of a deep, large, strong area of low pressure that's located here just north of Nebraska, twisting and turning its way off to the northeast. All along that line, we've had reports of tornadoes, wind gusts at 75 to 85 miles per hour. But the one thing that meteorologists look at here and go, wow, is the forward speed of these storms. At one point an hour or two ago, they were moving at nearly 80 miles per hour. This is the last 6 hours. Watch how quickly they approach. Now the Twin Cities metro, thunder, lightning, and some very heavy rain. The metro is still a part of this tornado watch until 11 p.m. But this is less and less about tornadoes for anywhere here in the greater metro. It is about some strong winds, some heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. Now, just to the south of the metro, a couple of strong storms in parts of Goodhue County stretching up toward Eau Claire, but a couple of storms I want to bring to your attention. Tornado warnings. Straddling the Mississippi River Valley here, north of La Crosse, but southeast of, say, Hastings and Red Wing. And give you an idea, there's the Mississippi River Valley. Goodhue County is right here. Obviously, there's Rochester. Here's La Crosse and Eau Claire. So you get the idea. This is all right in between those major centers. There's the warnings for Buffalo and Wabasha, Buffalo, Trempealeau, and Winona. All of these warnings are about Doppler indicated tornadoes. Wind gusts at 60 to 70 miles per hour possible? Absolutely, but Doppler indicated tornado warnings. And then as you slide back here to the metro, look, go back to Friday. Yeah, remember Friday? Anywhere between 10 inches of snow in the southwest metro to 21 inches of snow in downtown St. Paul. Now today, high temperatures, record high temperatures, 54 in the metro, record high 51 set back in 2001. See lightning tracker pinging away and some very heavy rain. The reason I mentioned the snow is it's not necessarily temperatures that were melting the rain today. We had some compacting of the snow pack. You can see some moisture. Now you rain on that snowpack and it is going to literally wash away a good portion of what's little snow we still had on the ground today. And again, tornado warnings in place here until 8:45 for Buffalo counties, Wabasha, Trempealeau, and Winona, well off to the southeast of the metro. Just to reiterate, this tornado watch is not going to verify for the metro. This is less about tornadoes for the metro. It is about Doppler indicated tornadoes just off to the southeast. Severe thunderstorm warnings currently in Goodhue County. But as the strongest storms move here off to the northeast, that area of low pressure is going to twist and turn. Behind that area of low pressure, we're going to turn the winds that have been very strong out of the west-southwest, out of the northwest. We'll cool the air mass. There will still be some moisture around. And because of that, winter storm warning here for Brainerd to Bemidji, all areas northwest. Winter weather advisory for areas like Roseau, Fargo, stretching all the way back into North Dakota. We'll see accumulating snows here stretching all the way into the Arrowhead as we work through about 3 and 4 a.m. In terms of snow, perhaps some patchy flakes for the north counties of the metro. Otherwise, this is less and less about snow. Now you go back to today. The high temperature has been adjusted. Record high was 51. There's your record as of now, 57 degrees. Faribault, Owatonna in the 60s, along with Rochester, Red Wing, Mankato. And put it into perspective, if you, just in case you didn't really have an idea, it's mid-December. And those were our temperatures today, really setting the stage for some strong storms. We're still at 57 in the metro and Faribault. Notice the temperature difference from Detroit Lakes all the way down to Red Wing. 31 degree swing in temperatures as this low rotates the much colder area in from behind. And that's one of the things to talk about for tonight's forecast. Live look outside here, downtown Minneapolis, is that we'll talk about something called a flash freeze. Temperatures will drop some 20 degrees in about a 3-hour period from midnight into about 3 a.m. That's the flash freeze overnight, and it is going to be brutal in terms of tomorrow morning because everything that's wet right now will freeze. Roads are going to be a problem for your Thursday morning commute, and it doesn't get any better into Thursday afternoon. There's the extent of the winter storm warning here, well off to the northwest. And notice these blue shaded counties from the winter storm warning from Brainerd, from Mille Lacs, all the way down toward the North Metro. That's a winter weather advisory. So you've got the strong storms here along the Mississippi and the snow and accumulating snow off 94 to the north and to the northwest. Here's Futurecast. There's the strong line of storms, 7 p.m. and look how quickly it moves. 8 p.m. and we're out of it by 9:30. But because of this twist, the salmon color here, I love saying that. That salmon color, who doesn't love salmon? That salmon color there is a rain and a rain-snow mix. And then all snow on the backside. Watch as this just gives a little glancing blow to the metro. There's the accumulating snows sliding into the Arrowhead as we wake up tomorrow morning. And again, with this flash freeze, it is going to be brutal in terms of road conditions tomorrow morning. 23 is where we start as we get through tomorrow afternoon, breezy and colder. 57 for a high. We hit that last hour. 25 for my forecast high into the day tomorrow. It is going to be clearing and cold, and it stays that way Friday into the day Saturday. In terms of the 50s, they're long gone. But we do look for some very quiet weather as we work our way into next week. Again, brief recap for you here. The tornado watch until 11 p.m. is still out there. It includes the Twin Cities metro, but it is more about what is happening here. Northeastern Iowa, southwestern Wisconsin, and extreme southeastern portions of Minnesota. Once the storms clear, we're done. And they'll clear the Twin Cities metro. Let's see, it's 8:18. By 9 p.m., Twin Cities metro's in the clear. No more rain, no more thunder, no more lightning. But then we start to talk about the winds turning direction, coming down here. Here's a deep area of low pressure right there. There's the low. And so you've got this surge of very warm air here and the draw of some very cold air here down the backside of the low. As the low works here off to the northeast, it pulls down that cold air. We go from the storms and the rain to the snow and the very cold, brisk, biting winds out of the northwest. There's the last 6 hours. Notice the metro. We're in some very heavy rain right now. Still a part of the tornado watch, but it's the tornado warnings here off to the southeast, straddling the Mississippi River Valley that we're most concerned about right now. A new tornado warning just issued for Dunn and Pepin counties. And you'll notice when I was talking about this about 4 minutes ago, the tornado warning for Buffalo and Wabasha, that's right here. But the new tornado warning gives you a real good idea where these storms are headed. Here, off to the north and to the northeast. That's the latest tornado warning there. Doppler indicated for Dunn and Pepin counties until 8:45. So you've fully got another 25 minutes in these tornado warnings. If you're in these areas, I want you to stay sky aware, put your personal storm plan into effect. This isn't about going outside because there's blinding rain, thunder and lightning, and of course, sunset before 5 p.m. There's not an awful lot for you to see. It's much better for you to stay inside, stay low, stay safe, get to the lowest level of your home. Doppler indicated tornado warnings. Buffalo, Wabasha, Dunn, and Pepin counties. You're now under the weather gun here for the next 25 minutes. Twin Cities metro. Notice there's a backside to this moisture as it all pushes here off to the northeast. By 9 p.m., we are finished with the thunder, we're finished with the lightning, and we're finished with strong storms. Jennifer McDermott's walking out of the Weather Center. Yes, Jennifer?
Confirmed tornado in Plainview, Minnesota, and this storm will continue northeast for parts of Pepin and southern Dunn County.
Wow, okay. So Plainview is right about here. So confirmed tornado on the ground. That's why this latest tornado warning was issued here for Dunn and Pepin. Areas just off to the west, southwest of Eau Claire. This is an area that is just barely northeast of the Mississippi River Valley. Dunn and Pepin counties, you are under the weather gun with a confirmed tornado on the ground here on the Minnesota side of the Mississippi River Valley. Now those storms leaping here into Dunn and Pepin counties in tornado warnings until 8:45. So Jennifer, that's great information with a confirmed tornado on the ground on the Minnesota side of the Mississippi River Valley. Does it have any more information? I'm putting you on the spot here. She's over in the Weather Center.
No, it's National Weather Service, Twin Cities. All they said was confirmed tornado in Plainview, Minnesota, and this will continue northeast for parts of Pepin and southern Dunn County.
Okay. Plainview, Minnesota, confirmed tornado on the ground. That's all the information we have right now. And you know, when you get these fluid weather events, you just don't end up with lots and lots of information immediately. What we do get is the tornado warning for Dunn and Pepin counties. Plainview, Minnesota, about right here. That tornado still on the ground, if still on the ground, would be moving here off to the northeast. That's why Dunn and Pepin counties were popped into the tornado warning until 8:45. And you can see there's still some very active weather in the much warmer air south and southeast of the Twin Cities metro. So Dunn and Pepin counties, you're under the weather gun here as we work our way through the next 22 minutes with that tornado still in place. Actually getting reports too of Elko Newmarket. This is a while ago. About 20 minutes ago, thunderstorm wind gust of 68 miles per hour. Elko Newmarket, just south of the metro. And hold on, we've got something new from Jennifer. Tornado warning remains in effect for Wabasha and northern Buffalo counties. A confirmed tornado located over Wabasha, moving northeast at how fast?
At 75 miles an hour.
Wow, this is something we talked about earlier, everybody. When these tornadoes started, we were saying the forward speed of these storms is really incredible. So this is a confirmed tornado over top of Wabasha, moving to the northeast at nearly 80 miles an hour. Tornado will be near Moderna around 8:25 and Mondovi around 8:35. So that's not a lot of time for now. So a confirmed tornado now over top or at least really close to Wabasha. And the big kicker here with these storms all night, this is the crazy aspect of these storms, is their forward speed. Now this is a confirmed tornado on the ground in Wabasha, but the storm itself, the center of that storm, is moving to the northeast at 80 miles an hour. So that would put it here off toward Eau Claire in the next 30 minutes. Something really important. Where is it now over top of Wabasha? Where is it headed toward Eau Claire in the next 30 minutes? And in the background, you see the new yellow streaks. Those are new severe thunderstorm warnings out south and east of Eau Claire. So a confirmed tornado over Wabasha, moving to the northeast at nearly 80 miles an hour. Stretch it back here to the metro. Thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Oh my, that is the extent of the severe weather for the metro, going up 94 all the way into Stearns County, Wright County, Sherburne County, even up into Washington County and up toward Mille Lacs. Thunder, lightning, and some very heavy rain, but it is the tornado now over top of Wabasha, moving off to the northeast, tracking to areas like Eau Claire here in the next 30 minutes. Personal storm plan into effect. If you're in Dunn, if you're in Pepin counties, if you're south of Eau Claire, this is a dangerous situation, folks. A confirmed tornado on the ground, working toward Moderna at 8:30 and Mondovi toward 8:35. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave everything up here on the screen for you, letting everyone in the news department and the Fox 9 news assignment desk know. We're going to take a break from the actual talking, but leave the tornado warnings with storm vision up on the screen. And as things change, we'll come back to you live here on YouTube. So again, you can follow us on fox9.com. Jennifer and I both have our social media accounts rolling right now. She's typing ferociously, and we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So we'll be back with you here in a few minutes on YouTube. gonna watch it. Oh.
Look at those photos. This morning was insane.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? All right, Minneapolis, Thursday morning. In 3, 2. Hi, everybody. Checking in from Minneapolis. I'm Fox 9 Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard. A very busy weather day yesterday across the upper Midwest, from record high temperatures in Minneapolis of 57 yesterday, a blustery 25 for a high today, 51 with sunshine in Kansas City after the storms passed overnight. Dallas at 74 under a mainly cloudy sky. Houston, for us here in Minneapolis, smoking hot at 81 under a partly cloudy sky. Thunderstorms in Memphis, windy and warm in Denver, and plenty of sunshine from Denver stretching all the way down to Santa Fe. I said Detroit. I said Denver wrong. My God, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so that is no good. No, no, no. So if you make a mistake, it won't let you record the same name.
Oh, I know.
So go in and just split your date. I do 12-16 together. If I make a mistake, 12 space 16.
I was just right down the road when basically it came right in front of me and blew everything up. I was maybe 70 yards from the initial contact of where this thing touched down and ripped the bank apart.
Noah Nielsen says he owns a taxidermy shop right across the street. Luckily, his store did not see much damage, just one branch, he says, through a window there.
We do have team coverage of the storm tonight. Mary Mcguire is in Bloomington while Hannah Flood is in Hastings. We begin tonight, though, with Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard, who has been tracking these storms all day, but we've been talking about this for a couple of days.
Yeah, we've seen the setup start to really take shape over the last few days, and today a flourishing storm. And really, when you stand back and look, you pick up this big, deep, comma shape, strong area of low pressure here coming out of parts of Colorado and across the plains, spawning these straight line wind based storms. And right now those storms are still ripping off to the north and to the northeast. Let's concentrate on what happened here locally. And this is such a big storm that the rain and thunderstorms have come and gone almost completely through the greater Twin Cities metro in the last 90 minutes. The forward speed of these storms to the northeast at times has been 70 to 80 miles per hour. Now, over the last 6 hours, there's the storms. The metro bending all the way back into Stearns County and over to Grant, Stevens, Pope, and Douglas counties escaped severe thunderstorm warnings. Closest we got down in parts of Dakota County, Goodhue County, and then stretching all the way down into Dunn and Pepin counties with tornado warnings. There you have it, Twin Cities metro. Right now clear of the thunder, the lightning, and the rain, but some very heavy rain here just to the north into Washington County and then bending back into parts of west central Wisconsin. For a spell today, the Twin Cities metro was a part of the tornado watch. Notice here, the tornado watch basically follows the St. Croix River Valley. I'll outline it for you here. There's the extent of the tornado watch, and then pretty much down the Mississippi River Valley to the southeastern portion of Goodhue County and off to the southeast. There's a live look. Now, when you put it all together, it was a very strong storm that came rolling through. Wind gusts here toward Rice and Steele County, down toward Mankato, as far south as Albert Lee. Wind gusts reported between 60 and 80 miles per hour. There are preliminary reports from what happened in Heartland and what happened in Plainview of tornado touchdowns. Those won't be confirmed until tomorrow, but if you look back at records, those would be the first December tornadoes on record for the state of Minnesota. It was one of those days where you end up with so much, and we're not finished yet. Notice here in the background, the metro in the yellow, and it takes most of the region. That is a high wind warning. It just went into effect. We'll see the strongest winds from midnight to about 2 a.m. all out of the northwest, those winds gusting in excess of 60 miles per hour. So I need you to keep that in mind as we roll through the overnight. And on those strong north winds, winter weather. Winter weather advisory here from Stearns County, bending back to Duluth, and then winter storm warnings and accumulating snows from Brainerd up to Bemidji. So we're finished with the summer type severe weather, but very strong winds. Very strong indeed. After midnight, 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible in the metro. Still a night to stay sky aware. And then we're going to talk about the flash freeze. Big changes into tomorrow morning. We'll see you at 9:30.
All right. As such a big chunk of the state getting hit with this storm system, we have crews all across the metro tonight.
So let's start just southeast of the metro, where Fox 9's Hannah Flood is live in Hastings tonight with what it looks like there. Hannah?
Hey, Randy and Kelsey, definitely out today covering this storm. We saw a lot of what Ian was talking about, really that change. Around 4 o'clock or so, it was the fog. Maybe you noticed it on your commute home in those low-lying areas above the snow. We noticed a ton of fog. And then when we came down here to Hastings, about 8 o'clock, 8:15 is when those really heavy rains, that wind hit us, the thunder and lightning. So bizarre for us as Minnesotans to see that and experience that in December. Now, I want to show you some video that a viewer sent to us just of our south here in Hastings, down in Red Wing. This is the main drag there in Red Wing. You can even see the Red Wing shoe there on the sidewalk. You can see how fast that wind is whipping. And then you see that awning. You can hear even the metal hitting the ground of an awning that was ripped off. Again, a viewer sent us this video of just when those strongest winds came ripping down the main drag in Red Wing. I talked to Bill, that viewer, and he said that might be the worst of it. He's hearing of maybe a couple down trees, a couple power outages, but certainly strong enough in Red Wing to take down that metal structure. You heard Ian mention that we're not totally out of the woods because we're talking about some potential cold weather tomorrow. So I asked MnDOT what that's going to mean for their crews, and they told me that they're going to have some crews coming in around midnight tonight to just sort of monitor things and watch where they might have to respond to make sure roads are clear during the morning commute. A couple of things working in their favor. One, they say there might be some time before we get really cold temperatures for the wind to potentially clear off some of this moisture so it doesn't turn into ice. Another thing working in their favor, it's not expected to get snow on top of what we have right now. So they say that's going to help prevent that compaction and prevent that freeze. Something working against them though, because the roads are so wet right now, they can't put down any treatments or they'll just be washed away. So they say they're really going to be watching those slick areas, bridges, ramps, overpasses, things like that. But they said for the most part, because the pavement temperature is on the warmer side, even when we get those cold temperatures, there is potential that the roads should stay fairly clear. But MnDOT definitely wanted me to send out the alert that you should just be aware tomorrow as you're leaving the house that the rain that we saw here tonight could potentially impact you tomorrow. And Ian obviously will have much more on that later. But again, MnDOT watching all of this to hopefully make sure that it's not a headache for you tomorrow. Live in Hastings, Hannah Flood, Fox 9.
Yeah, the freezing issues tomorrow morning, still very much something that we're covering. Ian will be back in just a little bit to talk about that. The Metro appears to have dodged the very worst of those storms, but some impacts are still being felt here.
Fox 9's Mary Mcguire continues our team coverage from Bloomington tonight. Mary, thousands of people are without power this evening, as some had predicted. You talked about that in our early shows.
Yeah, I did. It's still drizzling a little bit here in Bloomington, but a lot of that fog that we saw for most of the day has cleared off. When we first got here, we couldn't see the outline of downtown Minneapolis, and now we can see it just clear as a whistle. But of course, the big thing that we've been talking about all day is the potential for those power outages with the strong winds. Right now, XL Energy says that about 10,500 of their customers across the state have lost power. And this is an event that XL Energy has been preparing for over the last couple of days. And right now they have crews stationed across the state to respond to those outages.
Expecting these big strong winds here, significant winds that again are a little odd for that mid-December timeframe. So significant all hands on deck. The whole company's kind of at the ready, and this is what we do. We plan for and prepare for.
Ways that they were using for planes to take off and to land. The weather also canceled more than a dozen flights and caused more than 70 delays. Now back here live in Bloomington, again, we are still seeing some drizzle, but it's kind of amazing to see that a lot of that snow has melted. Of course, some areas in the metro, they saw more than 20 inches of snow just about 5 days ago, and a lot of that is gone now. Reporting live tonight, Mary Mcguire, Fox 9.
All right, Mary, thank you. Stay connected and up to date on the weather with our Fox 9 weather app. It gives you access to the latest forecasts, interactive radar, school closings, and real-time traffic conditions. You can download it for free from the App Store. It's also on Google Play.
Still ahead tonight, the rest of today's headlines, including Derek Chauvin pleading guilty in federal court to violating George Floyd's constitution.